In this video, I'm going to show you how to estimate the total cost of a project using Monte Carlo simulation, starting from real historical data, not guesses. Hi everyone, I'm Laz. In this walkthrough, we're going to take a small construction project with 5 major cost activities, fit distributions to each, and then simulate thousands of possible outcomes to understand the total project cost and cost risks. For this example, we're going to use a simple construction project that has 5 major cost components: design and permits, structural materials, skilled labor, equipment rental, and testing rework. The first thing we're going to do is fit distribution to each one of the variables. Next, we're going to estimate the total cost by running 10,000 trials using Monte Carlo simulations, and we're going to report the probability of 90 for total cost, the cost level that does not exceed 90% of simulations. And finally, we're going to make a risk assessment determination, estimated probability that the total cost exceeds $60,000. We have the data. We're going to first copy. We're going to copy the data and go over to projectmanagerhelper.com and scroll down to Monte Carlo simulation. We'll open that up and simply paste our data input for each one of our cost variables for this construction project. Hit analyze and populate. And now it auto loads the data as well as it calculates the distribution for each variable. Design and permits had a uniform, which parameters are minimum and maximum. Structural materials had a gamma, shape, and scale parameters for the distribution, then uniform, and log normal for testing and rework. Next, we're going to select 10,000 trials. We already have that. And finally, sum of all variables, since we're looking to find the total cost of the entire project by adding all of these up. Hit run simulation, and there is our distribution Monte Carlo graph. We're going to go over to the P90 since we're looking at the 90th percentile, and we can see here is 52,131 based on 10,000 simulations. Now this chart shows the total cost as it increases. And then finally, we also have a Pearson sensitivity correlation that shows which variables contribute to the total outcome most. Finally, generate a report, and you can leave that at 90 for that report. This report will show you how many trials, as well as the distribution types, parameters, if there were any correlated groups. In this case, none of them are correlated. And finally, the different charts, including the tornado chart for correlation. Now, going back to our problem, we already identified the P90 total cost. And finally, for risk assessment, estimate the probability that total cost exceeds $60,000. We go back to our Monte Carlo. Let's see, go up to 60,000 cost. Looks like it's right between 99 and 100, roughly 0.5% that we will exceed this, since 99.5 of the time we will stay inside this budget. So it's pretty low risk of that happening. If you didn't have data from previous projects and activities for this overall construction project, you can also add variables manually. So cost 1, cost 2, and cost 3. And then you can select triangular or PERT or normal distribution. Typically, PERT will work best if you don't have much prior data for estimating. So it takes the optimal cost, or at least the cost that is most likely, and then the cost that is the pessimistic estimate. So let's say for the first activity, you anticipate that best case scenario is going to be $5,000. The most likely will be $10,000, and the worst case scenario could be $12,000. And then you can do the same thing for the rest. Once you have those estimated, you can simply sum all the variables and run the simulation, and you can determine the same answers to the same questions that we discussed earlier. But if you have data, you can just paste it directly from Excel, analyze, and there it is. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Laz. I'm the developer for projectmanagerhelper.com. If you want to support the free work that I do for projectmanagerhelper.com, please like and share this video and subscribe to my channel. Visit projectmanagerhelper.com and view the tutorials so I can show you how to use all of these different tools that are very helpful for project manager and project manager students. Thank you very much.